Imagine you find a stray dog in the forest. At first, you think it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Then it turns into your biggest problem. And finally, that same dog saves your life. This is the story of Nova, a dog whose tale gave birth to what philosophers now call the Nova effect. A principle that challenges how we see fortune, misfortune, and the unpredictable chain of events we call life. Long ago, a man lived alone in the wilderness. He was a hunter, surviving each day by tracking animals and living off the land. One day, while wandering near his cabin, he came across a stray puppy, small, fragile, and hungry. The man felt compassion, took the puppy in, and named him Nova. At first, Nova was a blessing, a loyal companion in an otherwise lonely life. The man felt less isolated, and for the first time in years, he had a friend by his side. But as Nova grew older, problems appeared. He barked often, chased after movement, and scared away all the wildlife around the cabin. Suddenly, hunting became nearly impossible. The man struggled to find food. What once felt like a gift now seemed like a curse. He asked himself, was I wrong to bring Nova into my life? But one night the truth revealed itself. While the man slept, a pack of wolves crept near his cabin. Hungry and desperate, they moved closer, ready to attack. But before they could, Nova sprang into action. He barked ferociously, stood his ground, and fought to protect his master. The noise woke the man, who grabbed his weapon, and together they drove the wolves away. In that moment, the man realized, yes, Nova had cost him food. Yes, Nova had seemed like a burden. But in reality, Nova had saved his life. And so, what first seemed like fortune, then felt like misfortune, revealed itself as fortune once again. This is the essence of the Nova effect. The Nova effect teaches us something simple but profound. Events are not inherently good or bad. They simply are. When something happens, we are quick to label it. A promotion feels like a blessing. A breakup feels like a curse. But life is more complicated than that. Today's heartbreak could lead to tomorrow's growth. Today's setback could open the door to something far greater. The story echoes the wisdom of ancient philosophy. In Taoism, there's the famous tale of the farmer and the horse. His horse runs away and neighbors say, "What bad luck." But later, the horse returns with more horses and they say, "What good luck." Then his son breaks his leg taming one of the horses and they say, "What bad luck." But soon after, soldiers arrive to draft young men into war, and his son with a broken leg is spared. The truth in both stories is the same. Fortune and misfortune constantly shift. To judge too quickly is to misunderstand life. But the Nova effect isn't just philosophy, it's psychology too. It helps in what psychologists call effective forecasting, our ability to predict how future events will affect our emotions. And it turns out, we're terrible at it. We think winning the lottery will make us permanently happy. But research shows most winners return to their normal level of happiness within a year. We think losing a job is devastating. Yet years later, many people look back and say it was the push they needed to change careers, to grow, to find a better path. The Nova effect is a reminder that life is a chain reaction. One event leads to another, often in ways we cannot imagine. The so-called curse may be the seed of a blessing, and the blessing may hide challenges that force us to grow. So, how do we apply the Nova effect in our lives? First, don't rush to label events. What looks like failure may be the beginning of transformation. What looks like loss may clear the way for something new. Second, practice patience. Life unfolds slowly, Often it takes time to see how the pieces connect. And third, trust the process. The path may twist, but every turn carries meaning. Even when things seem unfair or painful, there may be unseen forces at work shaping your future. The story of Nova is simple yet timeless. A stray dog, once thought to be a blessing, then a burden, revealed himself as a savior. Life is full of these moments. A curse may turn into a blessing. A blessing may become a curse. And through it all, the truth is this: we never really know what's ahead. So the next time life surprises you, don't be too quick to judge it, because it might just be your Nova effect. If you found meaning in this story, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, life is not about good or bad. It's about what you do with what happens next.